Hey there, this is Gabe with What's Up Columbia, and I'm here today with Connor and Joe from F3 Muletown. And this is like a high, heavy duty, I don't know, physical fitness crazy thing that they do. And I would love to, I don't know anything. So you guys take it away. Let us know what is this and why should people in Columbia know about it? Tell me everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for having us, Gabe. I'll start off and I'll say, when you say the way you describe the workout, it can do that. It can be really high intensity, but we also have some times where guys get around and just take a walk. And so the essence of F3, we're F3 Milltown, and so F3 is a global organization that exists to plant, grow, and serve small men's workout groups to invigorate male community leadership. And so it started in Charlotte, North Carolina in 2010 and has grown to, and just some dudes working out in the parking lot, and has grown to a worldwide organization with regions around the world. What we do in Muletown is we meet in different random spots around town, outside, and we work out. I'll say the F3, the three F's stand for fitness, fellowship, and faith. Some other things to know about our workouts: we adhere to 5 core principles, which they're always free of charge, so we'll never charge anything for any workout that we do. They're always held outdoors. We believe it's very important for mental toughness that we're outside in the elements. They are what we call peer-led, meaning no one person's in charge. We take turns rotating around. Held outdoors, peer-led. We always end in what we call a circle of trust.
Yep.
And I'm forgetting one. Connor, help me out. Which one did I forget?
Open to all men, regardless of
Open, that's right.
experience.
Okay.
Expound on that if you would, Connor.
Yep, it's open to all men, regardless of experience. You could be a dude who's done CrossFit every single day for 5 years in a row. We got a place for you. You could be a dude who's never had a heart rate above 150. We got a place for you as well. So it's that whole idea is, as Joe said, male community, the invigoration of that within small towns, big towns, kind of just trying to get men together and create that fellowship, which is a hypercritical thing for what we believe, at least in
Right.
my life, right?
I like that part of it. I'm not, you're gonna, I mean, I might come, but, that I've heard about this. Yeah. And I've heard my friend does it in Spring Hill, I think. That's right. There's more like
Yep.
all over the place.
So locally we have Columbia, which is we call it Muletown affectionately. Spring Hill, Franklin. I think there's a Brentwood group, Nolansville, and Nashville. Am I
Got
missing
it.
anything, Joe? I think that's the areas within the 1 hour radius of us right now. So that's all unique regions.
Well, yeah, actually, and there's even more. I know there's one in Marshall County. We got one in Murfreesboro, Smyrna. So like the essence of it is, and actually Spring Hill's one of the bigger ones in the whole country. But the essence of it is small men's workout groups. I think studies show that men, or not just men, but groups of kind of 8 to 12 is where you can really see some growth in terms of connection and honestly being vulnerable at times, talking about uh, stuff that we deal with, and so which is one of the reasons that we only men, right? And so because we deal with stuff together as men, and so but yeah, they're all over the place. It's a growing thing. It's really expanded, obviously, a lot in the last 5 years. 5 years ago, we couldn't go to a gym and couldn't do anything like that. So that was a big spur of growth. But it's just been exciting. I can tell you, just anecdotally, you mentioned things about the hard workout. I mean, I grew up playing sports. I played sports in college, and I got away from that big time. I was not in good shape and I couldn't run a mile without stopping and heaving. And the growth that I've seen, in my fitness has been just really remarkable, honestly. Not that I'm going to be running any marathons or or setting any records, but just the way that other men can encourage you, and just the accountability. One of the things that we do is, like, the day before the workout, we commit to that workout, and we have a Slack channel that we say, hey, I'm coming to that workout. And so if you don't come, you're gonna first, we're gonna reach out and make sure you're all right, and then once we realize you are, we're gonna give you a hard time about not showing up. And so that's another big thing that has helped me.
I bet. Yeah, I'm sure that would be a motivator for sure. To do things like that together is a big deal. It's makes it more fun. I mean, I've been here. I've heard my friends been telling me about the one in Spring Hill. I was like, and I think one of the things is you have to wake up like ultra early, right? When does it start, Connor?
Yeah, so I was going to touch on that. One of the most of our workouts start at 5:30 a.m. And we got some sprinkling in that start at 5, some at 5:15. We got one that starts at 5:20, and the whole idea is trying to complete as much work as possible, and to have that fellowship and be wrapped up by 6:15. And we do a really good job. By 6:15 we're done, and then we have a little bit of fellowship. So if you stay to about 6:30, you're going to get the whole experience. But
Okay.
absolutely, it's early. I get up. I'm going to F3. It's called Bedrock, that's the location tomorrow. And my alarm's set for I think it's 4:30 right now. Might have to be 4:20. So
Yeah.
that's a hurdle for sure. But one of the biggest things that I always tell my friends, and that for me personally, is there's something about completing something difficult at the very beginning of your day. The rest of the day just feels easier. The rest of the day feels like it's this huge confidence thing. Like, okay, if I can tackle that at 4:30 a.m., getting up out of bed, which especially when it gets a little bit colder,
Yeah.
my attendance leans a little bit because the bed gets warmer and all that. And Joe reaches out to me to give me a hard time, but um, there is something to that idea of completing something incredibly difficult early in the day. The rest of the day is a piece of cake.
Right. That's great. So how many people show up to this? Like do the same people come like every single day, or what's the typical amount of days that people show up? So this happens Monday through Saturday or what?
Mhm. Monday through
Okay.
Saturday. Every now and then, guys will get together and be like, we'll just connect with each other via Slack, as Joe said, and be like, hey, you want to work out Sunday? But that's kind of ad hoc. That might be like, hey, we're just going to run 1 hour before church on Sunday, or before the rooster crows, or whatever.
Yeah.
But we have set dates from Monday to Saturday, and Joe would have better numbers than me, but I personally show up. My goal is to show up about 3 to 4 times a week. And I see different guys every single week. And there's, between those Monday through Saturday, we have, is it 10 different workouts?
Yeah, actually, we're up to 14 at right now, and so we have 2 every day, and then a couple of days have 3. But I'd say your average amount of guys that show up are in that 8 to 12 range per workout, and so between 2 workouts that meet in different locations, we have in that 20-ish kind of range on a consistent basis. And so we and that's something, one of the tenets of what we're trying to do is stay small in terms of the workouts themselves. And so as we continue to grow and more guys hear about F3, we will continue to expand the number of workouts that we have to maintain kind of that small feel. We enjoy getting together and have big events from time to time. Those are fun. We have a blast. But day to day, kind of the essence of it is a small group of men being together and getting to know each other, doing something physically difficult, and then helping each other and growing each other in terms of sharing what's going on in their lives, and how other wiser, smarter men who have been through it can help out. And so that's been a huge blessing for me, just to be around guys like Connor, who even though he's younger than me, is well wiser than me. But that's one of the huge blessings, is just the camaraderie that you develop in that small group.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a great way to make new friends too. Meet people you'd never meet in other places, maybe.
There's something to that, and it's I always tell, and I tell my wife even, it's like there's about 20 dudes that I just interact with on a weekly basis, every other day basis in F3 that, just because we go to the same workouts. I'm like, if I call them at 3 a.m., they're going to answer. I could call Joe at 3 a.m. He'll be a little grumpy, but he'll pick up. And if there's something going on, he's there for me, So
That's awesome.
it is friendships. I'd be so bold to say it's close to a brotherhood as well.
Wow.
So it's, we got dudes who last minute had to move last week. Put out word, and I think I want to say 8 dudes showed up to help him move, which again, there's something cool about that. That it's, you can be both, just going to work out and consume, but the whole point is pouring into each other's lives, right? And
yeah,
one of the reasons that the small groups is hypercritical is it gives everyone the opportunity to step up and lead without, it's a bit intimidating to run a workout group for 30, 40 dudes. If it's, 7, it's like, all right, I can be an idiot and mess up, but it's a smaller group that knows how dumb I actually am.
right. Yeah. Wow. So what are the ages of guys that typically come to the Muletown ones?
We've got guys who will bring their sons. So we got guys that are, young men, 7, 8, 10, 12 years old, all the way up. We've had guys in their 70s come, and we do have a number of guys in their 60s who consistently come. It runs the gamut. Our kind of median age is right there in that 38 to 45 range. It seems to be when that kind of hits in that stage of life. When that hits, you're like, okay, my kids are a little older, and I am not where I used to be physically, right. And so this is a good time to do something. So that's kind of our core group. But guys like Connor who are in their 20s are consistently showing up, and like I said, we've got a man who is 63 years old, and he runs circles around all of us. It's amazing. And so, yeah, all ages are welcome, and we have workout. See, that's the other cool thing, is we have the ability to accommodate all different fitness levels based on the kind of workouts that we have. Connor referenced one tomorrow. It's going to be a difficult workout that you better be ready for. But there's other workouts that's like, oh, this is more of an introductory level, and so accommodates all fitness levels. I will add too, I keep referring to Connor as Connor, but one of the cool things about F3 is we actually come up with our own nicknames, and so it feels very weird to call him Connor because, and honestly, I don't even know if I would remember his name if it wasn't on my screen right now, because even though we know each other very well, we just don't call each other by our real names.
Okay.
So, and I will not reveal our names on here on the magic internet YouTube.
Oh.
But you have to come, Gabe. You have to come and get you a name, and then you can come. You'll learn me and Connor's name.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So it's kind of like, that's just another fun aspect of it that probably makes it more personal. Like when you have a nickname, you feel more part of the tribe,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. It makes seeing each other in public a little awkward at times. First Fridays, walking around and screaming, "Hey!"
Yeah. Right. I saw one of the names. I looked at the website, and it's listed all the different workouts, and I think there was one that had a weird name. It said somebody is leading this, and I was like, oh, that's a weird name. Or it was something like that. I don't know.
Tupac, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh well, I think so. The link that Connor sent is a link to we're excited about our birthday party or our 4-year anniversary. So F3 Muletown has been happening for 4 years, and we're going to celebrate that on November the 22nd down at Riverside Park at 6 a.m. And the the man who was the first, what we call the Nantan, which is kind of a loose leader of the group, if you will, and who was very instrumental in bringing F3 to Columbia along with other men. But he's going to be leading that workout. It'll be a big celebration. We're going to have pancakes and cooked sausage and breakfast and the whole deal afterwards. And so that will be a lot of fun. So I definitely, if you're watching this and you are interested, that will be a great time to come, because we'll have a big crowd, and it'll really be a celebration.
So people can come and do the workout and hang out. Is that the deal? Okay.
That's right. Free breakfast. We can just say it that. Free
Yes.
breakfast. All you got to do is do a few push-ups, and you get it.
Yeah. So tell me, like, so for me, I honestly, I try to take a walk a few times a week. That's pretty bad. I'm doing worse than I was. I mean, I've done better in the past, but I'm not in great shape. So if somebody like me wants to come, because really the thing that would draw me is the community. That's been something that's bugged me my whole life, is that guys, especially once we get older, we don't really have friends anymore, except maybe a few people that are at work or church or something, but we don't really hang out that much in my experience. And so that's what sounds the coolest about for me. That's probably what would draw me. But I'm like, dude, I'm going to be like dragging, like, so what would I do for, like, say, what if I was going to stick it out and commit myself to come for a good chunk of time and try to get myself in shape? How would that look for somebody like me who's like totally out of shape?
We have a credo within F3, and we say we leave no man behind, but we leave no man where we found him. And so, and we live by that. You're probably like me, Gabe and Connor, where you're involved in organizations and they have credos and catchphrases and they have principles, but they really don't govern anything day to day within the organization on a tangible level. This is the one organization that I've been part of that it's just totally, it is completely governed by those 5 core principles and by that credo. And so if you come and you work out, there will be somebody right next to you the entire time, encouraging you, cheering you on, doing reps with you. Even, sometimes we'll say, all right, you got, let's do 100 reps. And you say, okay, maybe honestly, Connor gets done fast. And and I'm struggling. And so, hey, Connor, get 20 of my reps for me, that type of thing. So, you wouldn't be left behind. That's the thing. We would be right there encouraging you and, to make it through the end.
Okay. So there's no, like, I know maybe in some situations, guys like me would be intimidated by guys who are in shape. And so, like, we might feel like we're dorks, and so but that doesn't sound like the way it is. So is that hard to maintain, or some people like, man, why don't you, I want to get moving faster or something,
That's an interesting thing, and we definitely got dudes who are intense, and that's great. But none of them are intense at the cost of leaving someone behind, right? So whenever we're building something, again, one of the core things is that everyone takes a turn leading. So whenever I lead, I'm always thinking, okay, what if our someone who's in their 70s show up? What can I do, right? So it's a hyper intentionality that, as Joe said, I haven't seen in a lot of organizations, that there is a specific hyper intentionality of making sure that everyone is able to participate, that no one's going to be leaving. You're hopefully going to leave a little sore if it's your first time working out.
Yeah.
They're not super easy, but
Yeah.
they're also not so incredibly difficult that dudes are running circles around you, right? There's going to be someone. You will not be the worst dude there.
Okay.
And there's no one going to make you feel like it, right? I would say also that just by design, there's certain workout. Again, we have 2 most days, sometimes 3. One of the 2, more often than not, is more geared towards being to whatever your appeal is, right? So if you We have three on Wednesday. If you've lifted weights before, but you've never ran before, we have one where we lift some heavy stuff. We also have one where you just run. We also have one where you walk, Maury County Park, go up and down the hill with a weighted vest. And we got dudes who just show up and walk without a weighted vest, a part of that too. So the whole idea is like you'll whatever flavor of this idea of exercise you want, there's a spot. And even if you
Yeah.
have no concept of exercise, on Saturdays we just do body weights. So we do push-ups, we do air squats, we do step ups, we run very lightly, and it kind of changes depending who's leading the workout. So
Cool.
if someone like you said, "Hey, I've never worked out before, or it's been a long time," I'd recommend come out to a Saturday morning workout. It's 30 minutes later, so you get an extra 30 minutes of sleep. Those start at 6 a.m. And
Okay.
then um, you need no equipment at all. You just show up, and uh, it's designed by intentionality for dudes who aren't part of F3.
Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. So is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you wanted to make sure people heard about? Or is there any stories maybe? I'm curious, like, did anybody like me show up like a year ago and stick with it? And where are they now? I'd love to hear stories about some of the dudes in this thing.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've had guys that have lost, incredible amounts of weight, that came in, uh, you know, and just saw the pounds melt off. I'm trying to think of a tangible story in which, I mean, well, just think about like a simple 5K that it sounds it I say simple, but like to run, 3.1 miles is a huge deal for some people, and people have never done that, and guys are now doing that on a weekly basis, things like that. We do something called well, it's a CrossFit workout, Murph, the Murph. That's a pretty common one that most people know about, and to see people who again can't walk or tie whether they walk and chew gum at the same time,
Yeah.
or can't bend over to tie their shoes, and now are able to complete a full Murph. It's inspiring. It really is. People who have never worked out, or people who hadn't worked out in a long time. It's inspiring. And again, I think the thing that I would say too is it's the whole point is not so we get good at exercising, right? It's this is we do this because we believe that it really does manifest itself in our leadership. It helps us become better husbands, better members of our community, better fathers, better members in our churches, in our places of worship. And so it is a means to an end in terms of just sharpening our skills in terms of our mental toughness and our edge, but it's all in a I tell people this is really a men's leadership group that's disguised as a workout group.
Got it. That's good. Okay.
I'll
So,
throw one quick
yeah.
story, and again, it's a dude who showed up. I think he may have shown up when he was 49, and he showed up to what we call affectionately. If you've ever been to Maury County Park, there's to me what I call a massively huge mountain. To some people, it's a little hill, but when you're running up it, anyway, so he showed up and decided to go running for the first time in, gosh, was it like 5 or 8 years? So he's 49, hasn't ran since early 40s. Shows up, goes and does it, cranks out 4 miles, which is that's not easy on this beast of a mountain, because part of that workout is to at least climb the mountain once. And he got the itch. He went from being affectionately what I'll call him a little bit more of a hermit to now he's bringing coffee after every workout. He's encouraging the men to stay together and just talk about our lives, talk about uh, different funny stuff that comes up, and he seriously has become what I would call in essence what F3 Muletown has become. And that's the kind of the wild thing to me that I'm still trying to appreciate is there's this idea that there's no central leadership, right? So me and Joe are here. We're here representing, but we're not here because we're leaders by any means. We're here because we've poured into the group and the group's poured into us, and it's just worked out that well. And so this man who showed up at 49, now he's 50, 51, and has become a core part of it just because he decided to show up one more day.
Hmm.
And he still makes mistakes. He still sleeps in past the alarm, but he can run loops around me all day long. And he's in his 50s, and I'm 26, and he just kicks my butt. And I'm like, I want to grow up to be like you athletically. So
That's awesome. Well, tell me about the faith aspect of it. So is if somebody is not really serious about their faith, or maybe I don't know, is that going to be a problem, or what is that like? Because we've got all types of guys, so that might be watching
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Well, at F3, we say F3 does not ascribe to a particular faith or religion. We just ask that you believe in something higher than yourself and you respect the faith of the leader that day. So, as I said at the very beginning, we end every workout in what we call a circle of trust. Different regions, that looks different, but in essence, it's the leader has some parting words of wisdom for the day or words of encouragement. It can be, from the scripture. It can be from whatever source you want it to be in. But basically, we just the only expectation is that you do believe in something higher than yourself. Not to get into a big philosophical thing, but we all believe in something, and so but it is central that you are moving towards in learning and growing in your particular faith as
Yeah.
much as you can. So, for instance, I'm a Christian, and so when I lead a workout, I like to tie in a biblical principle that I have learned and that I share with. But I have been to other places and worked out. That's one of the cool things about F3 too, is you can go to Florida and you can work out. It's the same thing in Florida or California or across or in England as it is here in terms of the structure in which we do things. And so I've been to other workouts in places where it was different. It wasn't led by a Christian, and so it was a slightly different feel to it. But again, you don't have to be a Christian to come, but we ask that you are continuing to think about and grow in whatever faith you have.
Right. Okay, good to know. I had one more question. Okay, so so if people are seeing this later after your Saturday special thing, so the special anniversary day is November 22nd at 6 a.m., right?
that's
So,
correct.
and then, but if somebody is seeing this at a different time, or they can't make it to that, what's the best thing for them to do to choose where they're going to show up, how they're going to, when, because you meet in different places. And so just give some instructions of what people need to know for
Absolutely.
if they want to try it out.
Yeah. I'll touch a little bit. One of the cool things is of F3 is we have men of many different vocations, right? So we have dudes who are um, into politics and serving the community that way. We have pastors. We have guys who are mowing lawns. We have guys who are walking dogs. We have guys who are retired and living life well. We got dudes who are taking care of their kids, and that's their full-time thing. That being said, we have some pretty brilliant tech software engineers that have put together templates for us to use. So the link I sent you has all of our information. Has the dates we're working out. It has the location we're working out as well as the time. So the beauty of F3 is that you can show up to any one of them and you'll get roughly the same experience. You're going to get a different workout, right? You might get a running. You might get something where we're using body weight. And that's kind of roughly described on the website. But if that is still there's the too much choice there because I can throw out my personal recommendation. I always recommend Tuesday mornings because that's at the square. There's something really special about working out at the center of our town, and then
Yeah.
immediately after, a lot of us dudes go over and get Muletown coffee. So it's a two-parter. I get a little bit of Muletown coffee after working out, and then I also like to recommend Saturday, which is that's our currently is geared towards serving first-time dudes. So that's my two recommendations, and that's kind of how our website works. I'm still learning about because I'm wanting to contribute to it at some point because it is very interesting how they built it out. But
Cool. Great. It's
I,
such a great thing that because it's free. Like this is just a regular thing. Somebody organized. You can show up, and what a great community thing. So great.
that's right. The only thing I'll add is if you're a man out there and you're watching this video, don't overthink it. Just come tomorrow. That's when you should come.
Yeah.
And we will be extremely excited, and you're going to have a group of men cheering you on the whole way. So it's been a huge blessing to me. I know it has to Connor as well, and super excited to share this with as many men as we can in our community.
Love it. Love it. Well, you guys go check out the links in the description and get your butt out of bed in the morning and meet these
Yeah.
guys and get some community and get to know some other great men in our town. What a great thing that's going on in Columbia. So highly recommend. I can tell this is great. I've heard my friends that go to the Spring Hill one, they rave about it. Like they are just so committed to going. And I know and I've heard the stories from him at church, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm probably gonna have to do this someday, and it's probably gonna be great, but I'm gonna have to, it's a big, so I totally, yeah, I could see this as a great thing. So happy to learn about this, and great to meet Joe and Connor, and everybody go get some workout if you're a man. Get out there.
Yeah.